That's deep.
And that's all I really have to say. And
well, I appreciate you coming and talking to us about it.
You know,
and honey, I know it's such a hard. We were just talking about it outside. I'm like, that's such a tough. Me and Memphis were, what a tough situation, because it's not like Jesse's was tough. He took himself off.
What's he gonna do? Hey,
you go. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Like
it was a different scenario.
Exactly. He was able to take himself off, feel comfortable with it. Why wouldn't he? Take himself
exactly.
off?
That would be crazy.
And I can honestly say, it really didn't matter who was up there. I wasn't going to use it.
No.
No, because you can't go against.
You feel like Jesse didn't. Why is Jesse had a problem?
I think that it's disrespecting the HOH.
Well,
I mean, of course you're going to use it for yourself.
Of course.
Of course you're going to use it for yourself. But I would never go against whoever put the people up on the block.
That's the other reason why I even said to Jesse.
We even talked about this.
That in the next few weeks that he can do something, and he made those decisions, and if he decided to change them, that's still not my issue.
I'm not gonna lie, because everybody thinks I'm so close to Steven, but I would be afraid that Steven would come after me.
And he made
I know he would come after me. I said I'd be stupid.
He made a point to tell me that if I didn't do it, that I was going to be up next.
You're kidding me.
Well, Michelle, I swear to you, that was never said.
The people around you, I know that.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, baby.
And he told me, if you think that you're going to be safe, even if you don't use it, you're silly. And I said, I never said I was safe if I used it or if I didn't use it. And
he was worse than Brian a little bit.
Oh my God.
At least Brian didn't go to this extreme.
And that's why I said from the beginning.
I sat right in the bedroom right before that's where I was at.
That's why I said from the beginning.
I just asked where you were at.
I think Dan is the bigger threat.
No.
I think he is.
We already said that.
I agree.
Let me tell you, he promised me the world. He promised me that he was going to take me to the end of the earth.
He promised.
I thought he didn't have any alliances. Then he just said,
he told me he doesn't have any alliances.
Yeah.
Okay, and he told me that if I did this, he'd take me to the end of the earth.
He promised me anybody to help him.
It's cold at the end of the earth, and I like to stay in the warm. No, I'm just joking. What I'm saying is, I'm sorry, I can't believe somebody who's basically, ready to go.
And he is. Well, that's why we pulled Jesse down here, because we had heard some thoughts of maybe, pulling him off of there, and so I grabbed Jesse in Memphis, and I said, oh, no. We didn't know that we're all on the same page.
This was all going around.
Right.
What I'm finding out, but they seem to have forgotten the one most important thing. Me.
You?
Exactly.
And they can talk to every fucking person in this house, and it really doesn't matter.
Right.
Because I make the decision.
That is exactly what I said.
And I hope you guys didn't think my speech was kind of selfish.
No, it was absolutely perfect, honey. It was
right
absolutely
perfect. I wouldn't have changed a thing. I wouldn't have changed a thing.
Well, God knows I wouldn't, because I don't really like
I agree with you who was up there. I wouldn't have changed a thing.
And, we kind of, and not like it's kind of alliance within an alliance, however they say it, are friends, but, it's like, even next week, we almost gave Jesse our word a little bit that, we would put Rennie up, for him, if he's doing this for us this week,
Yeah, because I think we've all equally have put our
and that's what I'm saying.
And we all decided that we were going to do 4 weeks.
Exactly.
After that.
Doesn't matter.
After that, exactly. It's game on.
And that's exactly what we said.
I think that's what we should stick
to.
I know,
it needs to be.
That's what I'm.
Honey, I'm still banking on that.
Yeah, me too. It needs to be Dan and Rennie.
After what you've done, please.
Who?
She could have changed her mind.
Oh, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Even for Jesse, too, who's putting his neck out on the line.
That Steven's full of shit.
Yeah.
I cannot believe. Just 10 minutes?
But like I said, he's telling me because of drama.
I know, baby. I was looking at you for that confirmation.
I was like, I don't know.
10 minutes before.
Yeah, but this is what I was dealing with upstairs.
It was the outburst between you and Jerry.
Yeah, that he was going to try to use. He said he was going to try to jump on that.
But like I said,
but he's had
if it came to outbursts, if it came to stuff like that,
he was looking for anybody.
For me personally,
it'd be him.
It'd be him because that's the only person I've gotten into any.
But I'm saying that's why it was you. It was because he was looking for anybody to think of an excuse to throw.
Yeah, because he doesn't have anybody else. What else is he going to really use
under the boat?
Oh my God!
So I just wanted you guys to know, be aware of what's going on, because he made it seem like, if I were to approach you guys with the situation, then I would be put into, I was thinking about it. And guess what? I didn't even have that even in my mind until you put me upstairs, and you basically try to
strong arm. That's what I call
he told me.
He can strong arm me all he wants to until he's blue in the fucking face.
He told me that he's practically begged you. I've been begging Michelle for days to use.
Unfortunately, he forgot to actually talk to me about it, but I was told, Jesse told me that he's approached him not once but twice, and somebody else said that they approached him or something that I can't really believe anything out of his mouth.
No.
The only thing I know for a fact is what happened 10 minutes before I got called downstairs. And that's why the minute the conversation ended, I got called immediately, and that's when the Power Veto meetings...
Right.
That's when I think you guys got locked down.
And that's what we need to understand is he still has 3 more days to campaign himself. You can't believe anything he says.
Yeah.
And that's why I grabbed Jesse Memphis. I'm like, we're getting Steven out, right? Don't be teeter-tottering to Dan.
Yeah,
or
I have
else.
to agree with everybody else on this one.
So I was, and you want to know something? I was actually like, why hasn't anybody come up to me yet? Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was very strange.
Yep.
That neither one of them came up to me. But yet,
they really didn't at all, except till 10 minutes. Dan never ever approached you? Wow.
Nope.
Yeah, Dan hasn't talked to me about the situation.
And I sat in the room, and Jesse goes, you know, Michelle, I'll leave you, you know, because he's like, you know, you got a lot thrown at you right now. And he was like, I just thought that if Stephen was up here asking me again to change the vote, the only other person to put in here is you, because you are
it
the
makes
one.
sense. You're the holder.
Okay. So Jesse was going to leave me by myself, and while he was walking out, Dan walked in, and was the first time that Dan talked to me, which was about 2 minutes before the Power Veto. But he didn't come at me like
said,
he was
hey.
deep. No, he just said if you know he fucked up, and he.
Exactly like his speech. He's like,
exactly what his speech was. Exactly what his speech was exactly what Dan said to me, and I have to give him respect for that because
exactly. And we just talked about this outside with
he didn't throw anybody under the bus. He didn't try to do that.
Yeah, Memphis and I started talking. We said, Dan, and I think you were there too. Dan said, hey, I created this myself. I'm not putting blame on anybody else but me.
Putting it on Brian.
Putting it on Brian. Brian.
And he even said, he goes, I had a chance to win it.
Yep,
you
I
know?
didn't.
And I didn't hear that come out of, you know. So I just wanted you guys to know what was going on.
Yeah, baby.
And that's it.
Go good, baby.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, my word.
Give me a hug, honey.
People open, I guess we can open the door.
Oh, this is nasty.
We'll try to have some fun.
Oh, I know. We got to do something fun. It's Sunday. It's Sunday fun day.
Did you eat some? You ate some? Did you eat some, baby?
He made like 16 pounds of it.
I did. Oh, this is hot.
It's funny. It's funny how people, think they can change things. Oh well, he's gone anyway. I don't care about him. What is wrong?
Fucking Two-Face.
Yeah. But I find it almost even just comical.
Whatever. Yeah.
Like really comical that.
Whatever. I mean, he
thought he could do like this and not pan out for him.
Well, I guess he has nothing to lose.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm that person. He has nothing to lose. You know, that he's just putting out there.
Mm-hmm. The only reason he put you out there is because of what happened.
Everybody's had a confrontation, and we'll have a confrontation in this.
But I'm saying, I'm just saying that's
it was the most recent.
I'm glad
it was the recent.
I'm glad Michelle had the wherewithal to say you had one with me. So
why would? Oh yeah.
She had one with him. So why would I?
Thank you, Dan.
That's funny. But like I said, you just gotta watch out because he's gonna still try.
He's slipping him on.
Apparently it's on me, so I need to be the one watching out. Y'all's name and getting shifted upstairs and.
Did a good job on your toes.
You think? I think they look like poop.
So that's why I remember when we were sitting outside, he said, wait for 2 minutes. He just sat there